This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, Friday, September 15th today. Beautiful Quinte region of Eastern Ontario. Sun is out. It is autumn weather for the final few days of summer. Autumn arrives next week, right? Yeah.
I guess it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you said that, I was going to laugh out loud. Technically, yes. Fall doesn't officially arrive until what, Wednesday?
No, it's like Saturday
Thursday.
the 23rd. It really just hangs on.
Oh, it is too, the 23rd. Usually it's the 20th, 21st.
Why don't you trust me when I say that? You don't believe anything I say.
But it already feels very much like fall.
Yeah, it's great though. It's the beautiful part of fall.
Yes,
yeah.
I love this temperature.
Sun's warm, but it's only about 21 or 22.
Comfortably warm during the day and cool at night. Good for sleeping.
Last night, weighted blanket
I know
went
you said
on.
that.
So excited. So excited.
You're so behind.
It was kind of too warm, but I went with it.
It's not so much for warmth. I find I just like the weight. I like having that coziness of them. I leave mine on all year round. So do the boys. They sleep with theirs all the time.
It's like a thunder jacket for a dog that's skittish.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
It's
great.
comforting. It's soothing. I don't know. It's that cocoon feeling. I go to sleep like that.
I did not want to get out of bed.
No,
I know
and
this
you
morning.
don't. You don't. Wayne said that yesterday. He said our bed was really comfortable this morning.
Yeah,
but I think it kind of goes hand in hand. It's that coziness, right? It's that you're curled up nice and warm and comfortable. You're not sweating to death. You're not...
Guys can't stand that many. Like, isn't Wayne like a furnace?
He doesn't use, no, the weighted blanket's just on my side.
Yeah, gotta be.
He doesn't use it at all.
From like the 1st of May till mid-September.
He likes to tell people, I'll have my flannel pajamas on.
Yep.
We have flannel sheets, so I'll have the top cover and then the comforter and then the weighted blanket. If not a third blanket during the winter too.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't see you for blankets. It's just a pile of blankets on the other side of the bed.
Right. And you're still... Andrew, my son, if he could have 10 blankets, he would. I don't know how he does it.
I would love it.
It's so hot all the time. Like, it's like, cozy. No, 10 blankets in the summer when it's... Oh, my gosh. But anyway, there's that part of it. So cooler times ahead, which is great.
It.
You're taking part... You're basically running...
No, stop that. Don't do that. I am not at all. I am chaperoning.
It's a cool thing tonight.
I really enjoy it. Campbellford Minor Hockey started doing preteen dances last year for grades 4 to 8, and it's a fundraiser, of course, for the organization. But it was also that point too being made that a lot of the kids in that age group, because of the pandemic, had missed out on dances.
Socializing,
getting together, socializing with other kids their age. So nobody really knew how it would go. The first one was it was a Valentine's Day dance. So it was in February. It was amazing. There were so many kids, and everything from kids in jeans and t-shirts to like prom wear.
Wow.
It ran the gamut. It was awesome. And I was there for that night. So
now hang on, were you worried the kids wouldn't show up? And you said it was amazing and there were so many kids.
We weren't sure what the turnout would be yet.
Really had
because
no
it was post-pandemic.
Yeah.
We'd heard that, and I'd say I'm just a volunteer. I didn't help organize it. I wasn't involved in that. The organizers, there's some teachers on the executive. So they kind of heard the buzz around the schools. So their impression was they're really talking about this. So I think it's going to be good. But nobody really knows, right, what's going to happen.
Exactly, sure.
It's after the pandemic again. They're going to be in a small room, like an enclosed area.
So they're not on the rink.
So who knows? No, this is upstairs in the arena. Okay. So it's not...
See, I don't know how large that room is.
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I have no idea. It's the warm room upstairs. See, it's big enough that it fit all these kids. Because that one, I think, it was close to 200 kids.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
See, I thought they took the ice out.
No, it's not downstairs. No, it's upstairs.
The run of the rink.
No, it's upstairs.
Okay.
Better control, too,
sure.
I think,
For
upstairs.
sure.
But it was awesome. And it was so much fun. And it was great. So... I would help out anyway, but from that night on, it's kind of been like, no, if there's a dance, I'm there. I'll help for sure.
Number 2 tonight?
Because the kids had such a great time.
One?
No, they had another one at the end of the school year or the end of the hockey season before the arena closed. And then this is the first one tonight for this year. It's a neon dance. There's going to be glow sticks. It's going to be awesome. Awesome.
Boys are going?
Boys are going. Yep. My niece, who is in grade 4 this year, I heard from my sister, she's going, and I'm really excited that she's going tonight. But my sister was one of the, because this is what got the conversation going. I had a handful of parents over the last week or so message me and ask if Wayne and I were going to be there. Just to, I don't want to say to make sure, but someone that their kid would then know if anything happened.
Sure.
And I love that. I love that they feel comfortable. I don't know everybody, but I'm comfortable enough that the kids can come to us. Yeah. And it happened last year at one of the dances. I think it was the second one. Friends of ours, their daughter was there. And about halfway through, she did come to me. And she wasn't feeling the greatest. And she felt, I think it was just the crowd was it was loud and it was just,
right. So
it was a Friday night. It was just the end of the week, too much for her. Yeah. So she came and saw, and her mom said to me, she's like, well, we told her before she left, if you have any problems, find Charity and she'll get a hold of us. And I said to her then, I'm like, I'm so glad that you did that.
Right.
And I'm so glad that your child feels comfortable enough coming to me. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Because
come and talk to me.
You don't want that child to continue to grow up thinking school dances are scary. So that night's a little bit much, but maybe the next one won't be, right? Like, don't turn them off the idea of going out.
But I like that they feel comfortable enough to come to myself or even to Wayne.
Right.
Because a lot of kids that go to Wayne. I like that I'm that person.
That's why I wanted to talk about it on here. I think that's great.
Adult that they feel safe to come to, and even during the hockey season, working the canteen, you get to see the kids and you talk to them and they start talking to you. And I love that you see them outside of the arena and they speak to you, and I love that. I do.
See, that's the cool part. They know where to find you because you're working the canteen.
Well, and I'm going to be in lime green tonight, too. You won't miss me.
You will see every child.
You do.
They will buy you out. They will empty
That's what we're hoping for tonight.
Done.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah. Nothing left for hockey this weekend. Empty canteen.
It's gone.
Chocolate bars.
That's the hope. Chips, pop, water.
Pop. So good.
But in an age where so many people stay it's that... it is a fear. You don't see those signs in the windows anymore for the, neighborhood?
Block parents?
Block parents. You don't see them anymore. In fact, kids are encouraged not to go to strangers' houses.
Stranger danger. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the point I'm trying to make. It's nice that they don't feel that.
How about the fact that it's Campbellford?
A small town? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that it's a close-knit community.
Certainly.
You're on the radio, so more people would know you than most.
Well, you say that, but
there are greater structures in families, communities, and friends that if you're going to a thing that involves a lot of your kids in school, chances are your kids do know other parents.
That's what I mean. You say that I'm on the radio, and yes, some people do know me from here, but living in a smaller community like Campbellford, I grew up there. Yeah. My family's from there. Wayne's family's from there. So we do have roots there already. So I would say more people know me just because I'm from there. And there is something really nice about that too. Yes.
Yeah, because everybody that you grew up with, it's now their kids that they're asking you to look out for. Because they know you're there.
Everybody and yes, it's not always great that everybody knows everybody else, but at the same time, everybody knows everybody else.
I know.
Or knows someone who is married to so-and-so. Or like you said, our kids now go to school together. So, okay, I know that kid. They can talk to me whenever, or they're friends with my kid. Yeah, all these connections.
And then, of course, Wayne is the president of minor hockey.
He's involved in everything,
So everybody knows Wayne.
And Wayne is not a small man.
Yeah.
He has
He'll stand out.
Yeah. A very big presence. Physically, but personality too. Like, you can't miss him in a room. And a lot of kids know him from that. A lot of people just recognize him.
And anybody who's in hockey, boys or girls, they know Wayne.
Yep.
And
he wants them to.
Yeah, that's right.
And
so
you
can go see Wayne and he'll straighten everything
out.
And that's
why it is a nice feeling.
He's at the door.
He is at the door. He's running the show tonight.
So if you think, what if somebody got in who shouldn't get in? Not getting in.
No.
They're not getting in.
No.
Everybody who's in is allowed in.
Yeah.
And nobody else.
And by no means is
great.
it just the two of us. There's quite a few people there tonight who, same thing. It's just having that connection with the kids. And it's important to do that too, not only to create that relationship with the kids, but I find that if you know who they are, you know who their parents are, things go a little smoother.
Right.
Like things tend to do better.
And sometimes things make more sense. Like, okay, I get it now. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Always thought that family was a little, little.
I remember your dad from high school. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's not important that the kids dance, is it? Like,
they don't dance. It is hilarious.
The thing is, that's the excuse to get them there, because you want them there together for a fun event.
Yes.
Let's call it a dance. Like my father, for example, we had a family golf tournament for years, and it took me forever before I realized it has nothing to do with the golf tournament.
Just to get you guys together.
That was my parents' excuse, because we all golfed and we're all competitive as we're going to put this together. And we would talk about it all year. What day is it coming up? And it took me forever because it started when I was 14. Mm-hmm. And so I had to grow up. Maybe I was 40.
Before you kind of saw it?
I kind of realized that, hey, you guys have been playing us all along. Really, Mark? Of course, my siblings are like, really? Now you're figuring it out? Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, but same thing with this here. We're going to call it a dance, but your kids are going to finally get a chance outside of school to get together in a structured place to be kids and just let loose and have fun.
Exactly. And that's what it is, just to go and have fun. Some do dance a little bit.
That's great.
But yeah, for the most part, they're just standing around talking. I think there was a game of tag at the last one, like, if they can get through. But yeah, just let it blow off some steam and just have some fun. Like, laugh, be loud, have some chocolate, go home. Just a good night. Yep.
And the grade 4s are going to learn something, because they've never seen anything like that.
That's the really fun part.
But then so do the grade 8s, because when you get to high school and you have other dances and weird things start going on in your head, like that guy or that girl or whatever that you've gone to school with. Don't kid yourself.
They start.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know.
You have to go through the crowd throughout the evening. You do. Yes.
You do, hey?
Yes. Just to see what's going on. Make sure nobody's in the dark corners.
But that's a crazy magic too, because it's so.
Do you remember your first?
Yeah.
I remember the dance. I think I was grade 7.
I was grade 7.
It was a Halloween dance. I went as a cowgirl.
Okay.
And I think that's the next one. I think the next one they're going to do is a Halloween dance.
Halloween, okay. So,
but yeah.
How many do you think you'll do?
I think the executive is planning at least 4.
Yeah.
I think it's about 4 throughout the course of the season. But it is such
another one at Christmas, another one at Valentine's Day. Or 2, like that.
Probably the Halloween one, and then after Christmas. It'll probably be the Valentine's Day one, I'm thinking.
Yeah, my first one, it was in school. Right?
Oh,
so it was our
I never
class.
thought of the school
and
ones.
It was grade 7. It was a class dance. Grade 7.
Well, and that was part of it too, because the schools weren't having them.
True.
The elementary schools
True.
weren't doing them. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what inspired last year too.
Right.
But you're right. Now I'm thinking back. I think we couldn't do dances until grade 7, if I remember right.
So if I was 13, then that's 1976.
Things were definitely going on at 13, Mark.
Yeah. Oh, no. True. Yeah. Yeah. And so there was a girl, Janice Damaris was her name, and she and I were friends. We lived on the same street. Sometimes we would walk to school. We were friends since kindergarten. We were in our classes all the time.
Yeah.
They were just, because I went to St. James School from kindergarten right through grade 8. I was there for 9 years off. It was always with the same kids. Same 30 kids.
So did the lights dim and all of a sudden Janice looked different, or?
No, it was, the teacher was basically the 1976 version of, are we going to do this or not? Like, we're going to play music, like, what's it going to be? We brought in treats and chips and all this sort of stuff. And, like, do you want to dance or not? Because if you don't, we'll leave the desks the way they are. But if people are going to dance, we'll move the desks aside and create an area.
So it was in a classroom? It
was in a classroom. Are we going to do this or not? And everybody kind of looked around and said, yeah, I think we're going to do this. But it took one guy one girl who would be willing to start.
I know who the guy was. Did you pick Janice?
Yeah.
And did she dance with you?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because it was like we both recognized Like, somebody's got to do this.
Somebody's got to start it.
Somebody's got to be the cruise director. Who's going to make this happen? Like, well, I'm going to make my way into radio. I know that.
Did you ever have, and I was trying to remember what they were called. Was it Snowball?
Yeah.
Or Spotlight Dance? Was it Snowballs or Spotlight Dance?
Snowball. Then you go grab somebody else. I remember the sort of catcalling of everybody when we were dancing. And I think she said, that's not going to continue for very long or something. Like, don't be worried.
The teacher or Janet?
No, Janice did.
Oh,
she
Janice.
said to me,
sorry.
wow, that's not going to happen for very long. And I said, I hope not. Because I remember thinking, if it's just her and I the whole time, this is going to be horrendous. Because we were hoping it would just kind of start it.
Good for you.
And
That's
it did.
Such a tough age.
Within 2 or 3 songs, everybody was dancing with somebody. Even if you weren't like holding on or holding hands or whatever, you
were dancing.
You were dancing, yeah. And then by the end of it, nobody sat down. And of course, I take sole responsibility for that. We made that happen.
Look at you.
But it was
always the leader.
But I was never worried about crowds, which is why I got into public speaking and stuff like that. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking, but I wasn't afraid of it. I recognized.
Oh my God, I would have been the brightest shade of red. You would have been able to see me in the dim lights.
If a boy had come up and asked you,
if we were the only ones dancing,
yeah, never.
I would have, but I would have been like, I would have gone right in my shell.
Yeah,
sweating.
Yeah.
Head down.
And that was me. I remember.
So embarrassed.
And I said, I think Mr. McMahon asked the guys who's going to be the first guy.
Your teacher was Mr. McMahon?
Mr. McMahon, Jim McMahon. He's a very good golfer. He took me golfing one weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, grade 7. I was 13, so we went golfing. It was great. I kept telling him he should be a pro. And he's like, why? Am I not a good teacher? I didn't get the insult until like right now. Now I get it. And he did a double pause looking at me, and I said, yeah, okay, I will. And so he said, who are you going to pick? And I looked over at Janice, and I said, oh, Janice. He's like, okay. And so, he said, anybody going to do that? And I just sort of looked at her, and I did kind of a nod, and she went, and she closed her eyes. I was like, yep, I get it. Okay. And then I don't remember what the song was. Can't even tell you what the song was.
So many times we have played songs that have taken me back to grade 7 in the gymnasium.
Isn't that crazy?
Those dances. Red Wine was one. It was so long because they played the long version. It wasn't like
not the 2.5.
No, it was long. I remember that. Life is a Highway.
Yeah.
Mr. Big was big. And Roxette, Fading Like a Flower. No, Fading Like a Flower. I hear that song and I am back in the gym slow dancing with John Clark.
Yeah. Wow.
In grade 7 at Hillcrest Public School.
Yeah, and then I think by the time we get to high school, I wasn't afraid of dances because we'd done it. I know when we got to high school, there's some people had never been to a dance. When I was in grade 9, I was like, I'm old hat.
See, and that's it too. There's 3 elementary schools in Campbellford and 1 high school. So all these kids, once they hit grade 9, will be together.
Right.
And I don't know I think they still do dances at the high school. I remember we did. But once you get to grade 9,
so
it's so different. But now these kids know each other too.
This is so great.
So these dances kind of introduce you to kids that you don't go to school with every day, but you will possibly in a couple of years. So it's kind of nice that way.
And
but it does change in high school.
You can meet them if they play sports. But if they don't, when else are you going to find them?
Then it's somebody new. And living in a small town, somebody new is kind of a big deal.
Right. And maybe they're not new. You just haven't met them.
You just haven't met them yet.
So you feel weird. Oh, I know.
You want to talk about a weird encounter, though.
This is so good.
Grade 9, we went to a dance. And I remember, have you ever tried slow dancing to Meatloaf's I Do Anything for Love?
No.
Don't. Because it is horrible. It was the most awkward moment in my life. And the boy that I danced with was very quiet anyway.
Yeah.
And I was so shy. So it was just bad.
Horrendous.
It was horrendous. That is not a song that is meant to dance to, but it was popular and they played it and it's like, how the hell do you dance to this thing?
Yeah, I wish I could remember because I was high school 77 through 81, right? I can't even remember what the songs were.
Are you kidding me? You can't remember what was...
No, although,
come on.
Stairway to Heaven was always the last one.
That's a long one.
But, it'd be like 3 times a lady.
You want to pick your partner well for Stairway to Heaven.
Right. Sometimes
Sorry.
I take a pass.
Okay.
Because again, I went to a boys' school. There was a girls' school in London.
Yes.
So we always paired up with dances. We paired up for track meets. We would be the boys' team.
So you get to know them too.
Yeah, so I got to know girls that were like from grade 9 on up. And then the very first dance, we would have like lunch or dinner together. We would have like a picnic.
Kind of an introduction.
Yeah, and then you would be paired up, like usually it was like 2 or 3 guys that would be friends would be paired up with 2 or 3 girls, so you could sit in groups of 4 and 6. So that wouldn't be just sort of one-on-one awkward, which I didn't care about because I'd had dances.
See, you're weird. For everybody else, it would be so awkward.
And
You're like,
whatever. It'd be like, this is great.
Oh my God, Mark.
Yeah, and then, and so I met some.
I wish I could have been more like that in high school.
I met some that I went to university with and played sports with in university that I'd known all through high school.
Nice.
And then there were some who were sort of like, girlfriends for a year, and then they didn't return, or they wised up, or acne kicked in, and whatever,
I didn't
right?
think there was anybody before Kathy.
Well, no, not really, but you'd see them for dances. So it's like, hey, we'll have some dances next time, because you're never going to see them.
Did you have a dance card?
Nah, that's a little, yeah.
Did you really?
No, that's a little much. No.
You said that. I just didn't know.
No, and sometimes it'd be in our gym, sometimes it would be in there. So it wasn't like you got to see them all the time. So that
would add to the mystery, I would think,
and the thing is, that's why you would enjoy the dances so much. There would be kind of a buildup of, can't wait to see you. And then it would be like during basketball season, if you were dancing with one of the girls that was on the basketball team are like, well, they had off seasons. It's like, you guys won the championship. That was so great. You'd have stuff to talk about because you couldn't talk to them any other time. Oh, by the way, we should go and dance. Okay. But then you talk during the dance.
You'd want it to go on forever.
And what song do you get? Well, Open Arms by Journey. Well, crap, that's only 3 minutes. Right, so now what do? Oh, my gosh,
Oh, my gosh. It's like a movie. It's like, what's that?
Like a movie? Like a John Hughes movie?
It's like a John Hughes movie, but also I'm thinking of Dead Poets Society
16 Candle.
What's the other one? Dead Poets Society. Was that the one with Robin Williams?
Yes, it was.
There was another one with Brendan Fraser then.
Similar to that.
Similar, but that Ivy League feel to it, boys' school, girls' school, and then you'd have your mate. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mark, that's very romantic.
Not really. Not at the time. Like I never thought of it as romantic.
I know there's nothing romantic about high school, but
yeah. But it was fun that way. And, and every once in a while you get a phone call from one of them. Want to talk about it. It's like, good luck. You guys are in the championship. Or I heard you guys were in a basketball tournament. Hey, when's the next dance? A couple of weeks. Well, I'll see you then. Thanks for calling. And then, well, that's really cool. Because you're only in grade 10 or 11. But you just think, well, that was really nice. Because you don't see them every day. So I had a whole different experience.
I guess
than what everybody else has. So when I hear about
wish it was more like that.
Well, the thing is, when I would hear my kids come home with this teenage angst, it would be like, you should have gone to a boarding school. I should have put you
shipped you off.
I should have put you in boarding school. It's so much easier.
Or an all girls or all boys school.
Yeah, it's because there's no drama there.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Different kind.
But anyway, no, congratulations. And Campbell, for
congratulations
doing a fun
at all.
No, it's great to take that time for your kids to recognize that if it's limited outside of school, let's step up and do it for their own good as a fundraiser.
The organizers have done a really, really good job. And I think it's because I don't know if you can tell, I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah.
They're excited about tonight. And I think because they're excited and the enthusiasm is there for this event from the organizers, that the kids get excited and enthusiastic.
Parents look at their kids. The kids say, I want to go, and the parents say, yes, go. And not a lot of parents have been doing that. So that's just so good.
So it gives them something to do.
Everybody wins.
It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a nice start to the weekend for sure.
That's great. A lot of stuff going on this weekend in InQuinte.ca. We talked about the hospital, the Terry Fox run going on, plenty of other things.
And the gala tomorrow night, Madoc Fair. Like fair season continues too. Yeah. It is going on. Shannonville, we talked to Alex today. There's just so much going on all
Shannonville
the time.
Speedway, get your tickets for that today, tomorrow, and Sunday. That's going to be running. Again, InQuinte.ca runs it down. A lot going on next week. We'll talk about it with Galaxy of Games. We've got a whole special week for that. We got guests on the show. Oh, my God. We're back into busy time.
Yes.
Busy time. But thanks for taking a few minutes with us here on the podcast. Wherever you get your favorite podcasts, we're here daily with Mark and Charity Mornings at 95.5 Hits FM. Have a great weekend.